what is up? Oh, my constitution is a little bit crooked. Article 1. Uh, but that's for another day. It is fixed. Today we're going to be talking about the NRA suing the NRA. And yeah, it is insane as you think it is. Today we're going to be talking about why they're suing it. The two different NRAs, because there's not one, there is two. And no John Crump live today. I've had the flu, so I've been kind of sick, and this is probably going to be not as long as whatever. All right. So Rich will be joining us shortly here, but while we're waiting for him, let's go ahead and play the stinger.
You think the law protects you? I write the law.
Then we'll burn the page. I'm not hiding anymore.
Good. Makes you easier to find.
Evil ATF, coming summer 2020.
And we are joined by Rich. What is up, Rich?
Happy.
Today we're going to be talking about the NRA suing the NRA, and this is the National Rifle Association of America, located at 11250 Waples Mill Road in Fairfax, Virginia, suing the NRA Foundation, located at 11250 Waples Mills Road in Fairfax, Virginia.
Do you think you probably should settle the dispute with your neighbor without going public?
Well, I don't think that they really had a choice. Let me go ahead and give you guys some of the background really quick. So, there's the NRA and NRA Foundation. The NRA got sued in New York, and people like Cotton and Tom King and all them got removed. All like I guess you can say the LaPierre loyalists got removed. But they got removed from the NRA, but they remained on the NRA Foundation. And the issue with that is the NRA Foundation is the fundraising arm of the NRA. So they are holding basically the money hostage.
Whoa.
According to the complaint. So let's go ahead and read through it. No, not the NRA ILA, NRA Foundation and NRA. NRA ILA is under the NRA. All right, so let's go ahead and do this.
Sure. The NRA brings this action to stop the foundation from passing itself off to donors and the public as the NRA or an authorization NRA affiliate and misappropriating the many millions of dollars that the NRA supporters contributed to fund the NRA's educational and other charitable activities founded by the NRA in 1990 to support NRA's charitable activities. The foundation has been seized by a disgruntled faction of former NRA directors who lost control of the NRA's board following revelations of financial improprieties, mismanagement, and breaches of fiduciary duty and member trust. Booted out of power by the NRA's members, they now seek to reclaim it through the foundation. First, they sought to sever relationship between the NRA and the foundation by attempting to strip the NRA of its right to appoint the foundation's directors and seizing that power for themselves, and now they seek to jettison the foundation's historic purpose of supporting NRA's charitable programs and transform the foundation into a vehicle for personal, you got to scroll a little more, reprisal against the reformers who displaced them at the NRA and for their self-aggrandizement by building up the foundation as a competitor to the NRA. They seek to achieve those ends through hijacking the NRA's trademark, including the NRA name, and repurposing millions of dollars that were contributed to support the NRA's charitable programs. That is unlawful. Donor intent matters, and the NRA members and supporters attending Friends of NRA fundraising events and responding to the NRA's solicitation intended to support the NRA's public interest programs, not the vendettas and the thirst for power of those who failed the NRA. And the foundation's current leaders have no right to mislead donors who intend to support the NRA into supporting an organization that is turned against it. The NRA therefore seeks and is entitled to judgment barring the foundation's use of the NRA's trademarks, including the famous NRA mark, and requiring that the millions in funds raised to support the NRA's charitable programs continue to be put to that use.
Okay, so if you don't know what the NRA fundraisers are, they're dinners basically, and these dinners bring in millions of dollars. The money is supposed to go towards the NRA's charitable works, like their shooting programs, and for example, they give money to the Boy Scouts to build ranges and stuff like that. The current board of the NRA Foundation, according to this complaint, has decided that they're going to do their own thing and they're not going to handle the money. So basically, they are controlling the purse strings. And these were the people that were all tied up with Brewer and all those former board members that got kicked to the curb by people that are like the reformists in the NRA. But now they're fighting over who controls the money. And NRA Foundation is still raising money, saying, hey, we're the NRA Foundation, but they're not letting people know, according to the complaint, that the money is not going to the NRA's charitable programs. They're keeping it. So keep on going.
The NRA claims for federal trademark infringement, unfair competition, and trademark dilution under the Latham Act, as well as common law trademark infringement and unfair competition.
It's the Lanham Act, by the way.
Okay. Unfair competition arise from the foundation's unlawful free writing off the NRA's goodwill through the foundation's unauthorized use of the NRA's trademarks. The foundation's infringing use of the NRA's trademarks is likely to cause consumer confusion as to the origin and source of the foundation's goods and services, the NRA's association and sponsorship and or affiliation with the foundation and its goods and services. The foundation willfully disregards the NRA's valuable trademark rights in an attempt to profit from the NRA's reputation and goodwill. The NRA's other claims concern the foundation's ongoing and threatened misuse of approximately $160 million.
That's a lot of damn money.
Raised by, it's like Ilhan Omar money, raised by the NRA and through the solicitations representing to donors that their contributions would be used to support NRA's charitable activities, including its educational programs and financial support of mission-aligned local nonprofit organizations, NRA charitable activities. The use of these NRA restricted funds for other purposes violates the law of charitable trusts, well-established equitable doctrines binding nonprofits from the solicitations and representations to donors and rights of NRA as the party that raised these funds and is, with respect to the NRA charitable activities, their intended beneficiary. The NRA seeks preliminary and permanent injunctive relief on its trademark-related claims, declaratory and injunctive relief concerning its permissible use of funds contributed to the foundation to support NRA charitable activities, and declaratory and injunctive relief concerning validity of the foundation's attempted, I can't quite read that, amendments to its governing documents.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying that they're still portraying themselves as NRA doing NRA charitable work, but they're not, according to the complaint.
This is a complete crap show.
Yeah, they're what they're doing is they're, according to the complaint, is they're trying to say, hey, you want to support these programs, but the money's not actually going to these programs. Like, for example, like I said, the scout stuff, the firearms instructor certification programs, the youth programs, the range services, the clubs, the disabled shooting, Eddie the Eagle, law enforcement training, the competitive training, the hunter safety services, and the NRA museum. According to these guys, they are not getting the money for those, and the NRA Foundation is just keeping it.
That's crazy.
And plus, like the magazines, and if we all know, the magazines, the print magazines for the NRA are, most of them are going away, and they're only going to keep 2 of the magazines. They had a bunch of magazines, but now they're only going to keep 2. So, yep.
Wow.
So they also talk about the clothing options, the NRA stuff and merchandise, right? This is all the merchandise the NRA sells, and the NRA sells a lot of goddamn merchandise. Every FUD and their brother are out there wearing NRA merchandise.
That's wow.
So this is just legalese about it's interesting because it goes into the association where the associations are selling flashlights and range bags.
It's basically my merch division is working against me.
Yeah.
Wow.
If the NRA is claiming that they only have the right to use the NRA trademark and not the NRA Foundation.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, because you've dealt with this longer than me. This is the first time I've ever seen something like this. But then again, what was it? NRA sued NRA Media or whatever.
Well, that was okay. This is a little bit different because NRA TV you're talking about.
Yeah.
NRA TV was not actually part of the NRA. NRA TV was ran by ACMAC, Ackerman McQueen. So it was a third party that was running that for the NRA. So ACMAC got sued over NRA TV because they weren't giving over any documentation of how much money that they're bringing in and whatnot. And the NRA was paying like $46 million a year to run that.
Whoa.
I think the number 26 is actually interesting because I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin for the NRA Foundation, because the NRA actually owns the trademark for the NRA Foundation.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. It's all about money.
But this is, you think the NRA is moving in the right direction, and it seems like they've made some steps in the right direction. But the old people that were living off the fat of the land of the NRA, they're not willing to let go.
No, they moved over to the foundation according to this complaint.
That's a crap show.
And the NRA is basically claiming that they're misleading the people that are donating because people think that they're donating is going to...
Why wouldn't you?
NRA charitable activities. NRA charitable activities is the one that actually does it. So the money used to come into the foundation, then it would go to the NRA charitable activities to do all these programs.
In most organizations have several wings. Like there's NRA ILA, there's NRA this, there's NRA that. Same thing with GOA.
NRA ILA is under the NRA. It's like GOA and Gun Owners Foundation, which is a nonprofit of GOA. But instead of it going to, according to the complaint, instead of it going to the NRA Foundation to NRA charitable activities, it's just stopping at NRA Foundation now.
Wow. Now, there have been charities in the past. So, whenever you donate to a charity, what you need to do is look at what are the organizations that grade and rate charities, because one of my favorite charities is Mercury One. 100% of the money you donate goes to helping people at the end.
Well,
All of their
you have a bunch of, you have like GuideStar and Charity Navigator and stuff like that.
and so Mercury One has a fundraiser once a year to cover their operating costs.
Yeah.
But if you donate for hurricane whatever, that money goes to people on the ground.
Like SAL is one of the organizations that I support over like Wounded Warrior. SAL is like the special operators,
Well,
Wounded Warriors. And
Wounded Warriors was real bad at one time. They
it,
recovered.
yeah, it recovered, but SAL, like everyone who works for SAL is a volunteer.
Hmm, hmm.
100% of everything goes there. No one draws a salary there.
Yeah, we know Roy, and he works hard for them.
Yeah, but no one really draws a salary. So I just want you to read 49 here.
The Foundation's beef with the NRA is personal. It is driven by a clique of former NRA leaders who are bitter that their faction lost control of the NRA's board following a series of scandals that led to a loss of member confidence and the rise of competing movement to reform the NRA that uniquely gained control of the NRA board. The current legal dispute was sparked by the unlawful attempt of the Foundation's current leaders to undermine the NRA and establish the Foundation as a competitor to the NRA, using funds that the NRA raised and donors contributed to support NRA charitable activities.
Yeah, keep on reading.
The Foundation's current leaders, including chairman of the majority of its trustees, are former members of the NRA board of directors who were members of a faction allied with former NRA executive vice president Wayne LaPierre. An investigation of the civil action against the NRA by the New York Attorney General's office beginning approximately 2018 revealed misuse of funds and breach of fiduciary duty by certain NRA officers, including LaPierre, and inadequate oversight, including by them members of the audit committee of the NRA's board of directors. LaPierre announced his resignation on the eve of trial in 2024 and was ultimately adjudicated liable to the NRA for breach of fiduciary duty and barred from serving in any fiduciary positions as an officer or director of the NRA for 10 years. Dude, make it lifetime. That's crazy.
Keep on going.
The final judgment in the NYAG action permanently barred certain former members of the NRA board's audit committee who had served during LaPierre's tenure from future service on the audit committee. Individuals subject, I got to scroll up because there's comments blocking that. Keep going. Future service audit committee individuals subject to this bar now serve the Foundation's board include David Coy, who also serves the Foundation's treasurer, and Charles Cotton. In addition, 3 current Foundation trustees, Bob Barr, Charles Cotton, David Coy, are former NRA directors who served on the NRA's now defunct Special Litigation Committee that presided over controversial litigation and excessive legal spending. Charles Cotton served 3 terms as NRA president at the tail end of LaPierre's tenure.
Okay, so you stop right there. So basically, those are the people that they are claiming that that they're going up. No, stop from 59 because this is another name I mentioned.
The Foundation board, however, remained stacked with trustees associated with the Old Guard faction that had lost control of the NRA, including Foundation chairman Tom King, whom NRA members had voted off the NRA board in 2024. As the reformers gained power at the NRA, the Foundation's board undertook a series of attempted article and bylaw amendments seeking to entrench Old Guard's control of the Foundation and sever the Foundation's relationship with the NRA.
But basically, they wanted to take, according to the complaint, they wanted to take their ball, which in this case,
is the money.
ball is a huge amount of money, like over over $150 million in money, and skedaddle with it.
Wow. What a I if this doesn't destroy the NRA, I don't know what will.
So basically, they want the NRA Foundation to stop using, like the trademarks. They want to stop saying that like the money is going to go to NRA,
Go to my
activities,
pockets.
which it doesn't. And
How much of a D-bag do you have to be?
although when you have power, you have power. So what I say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. According to this complaint, that's what it reads. And then they want the dissolution of the NRA Foundation trademark. So they're suing for like a bunch of different things. And they are also suing third party beneficiary breach of contract, which is kind of interesting here because the case that they cite is Family Federation for World Peace versus Hangyan Jin Moon, also known as Justin Moon, who owns a pretty big firearms company. You ever hear of the Moonies?
Yeah.
Justin Moon is the son of the founder of the Moonies.
Yes.
And they own car firearms.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. They do Rod of Iron in Pennsylvania every year. In fact, one of their religious ceremonies, they all bring AR-15, which is kind of great. It was kind of interesting, but yeah. So, and they want the money back that they have.
Oh, you bet they're writing checks for themselves as bonuses right now.
Yeah, so basically breach of applied conduct. They wanted to do it. This is interesting. Count count 9 is interesting, which is unjust enrichment.
The NRA incorporates and realleges each of the foregoing paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. A plaintiff may recover under a quasi-contract unjust enrichment claim when the plaintiff conferred or a benefit on the defendant retains the benefit, and under the circumstances, the defendant's retention of the benefit is unjust.
So basically, they want them to give back all their money they earned.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you worked for that's kind of like the landscaper working for you and then taking all of your plants that you paid for.
Yeah, let's just go to prayers for relief.
Prayers for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff, National Rifle Association of America, is hereby hereby demands a trial by jury on all issues, so triable, and respectfully requests that this court enter a judgment in its favor against the defendant, NRA Foundation, Inc., and further requests the defendant and its agents, employees, representative successors, and assigns, and all other persons, firms, corporations in active concert or participation with defendant who receive actual notice of an order from this court be preliminarily and permanently enjoined from directly or indirectly engaging in unfair competition with plaintiff by means of any activities including but not limited to providing, promoting, and or advertising its association, charitable fundraising, and related services under the NRA marks or any other activities which infringe plaintiff's NRA marks, using plaintiff's NRA marks and any marks similar thereto in conjunction with providing, promoting, and or advertising in its association, charitable fundraisers, and related services.
Basically, all this is saying, stop it. And they also want damages from the defendants, and they also want like an accounting for like all the plaintiffs' gains and everything else, so they know exactly what they're getting back, so the money can't be hidden.
Right? It makes total sense.
So this order, so
If this is factual, this is a complete fustercluck. I mean, it is pretty damn bad.
yeah, it came out a couple of days ago, but I've just been so sick that I haven't had a chance to cover it. I've been on the couch, mostly sleeping. I have what they call the super flu. Yay.
Nice. How many flus is that in the last 90 days?
That's my first. My family had the flu.
Uh,
My wife is have the flu, has this now. I guess it was a different flu or whatever. But now she's sick again too. So yeah.
wow.
So that it's definitely very interesting what's going on here.
That is a total fustercluck.
Yeah. This is near me, so I might actually go sit in on some of the days of the trial when it actually happens,
Oh, that'd be cool.
just to see it. I'm sure that the NRA Foundation is going to fight back, but one of them is going to have to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trump got the Somali steal your couch flu. Walter actually had a question here. People donate estates to NRA. Donations go where? It depends on where they earmark them for. You can actually earmark like if for certain programs and stuff like that. But if you just do it to the NRA Foundation, it's going into their coffers.
Wow.
And that is not good.
So live life is like Crumpy. What if you're selected for jury duty on it?
Well, I just filled out a federal jury duty questionnaire.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'll get jury duty.
I just say I'm a really bad criminal and they leave me alone.
I put down I'm a journalist, and usually that.
Ooh, can I do that?
Yeah, you could.
Ooh.
And then that basically ends it. You never hear from them.
I've never actually served.
A few years ago, 10 years ago, I got called, and we sat there all day, and they were working out a deal. They worked out a deal. At the end of the day, we got sent home, so we just sat there. So I didn't actually get to do anything besides sit in a room and read. Because there's like no TV. There weren't no TVs or anything in there. It was just read.
Oh, and are you allowed your phone or no?
No.
Wow.
So it was just sitting there all day, just reading. They brought a book. Told us to bring a book. But no, I didn't have my phone or anything.
Ow! Ow! My dog wants dinner.
All right. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but I doubt that I will get chosen for this case. Plus, I know a lot of the people that are going to be testifying on both sides. I think that would disqualify me anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Not too much going on now. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Alrighty, Crumpy. I gotta feed the dog.
All right. See you guys later.
Later.